channel. So it's been a few weeks since I've posted a video, and for those of you that have been following my channel for a while know that at the beginning of the year I set a New Year's resolution. Specifically for this channel, I want to post every Saturday, and it is only March, early March, and I've already broken that New Year's resolution. So yeah, if you guys would like to punish me for breaking my New Year's resolution, please suggest them in the comments below, and the best one, well, if you guys want to, the best one, I will totally do that and make that a video. Yeah, I've actually recorded videos. I just haven't had the time because of midterm exams. But let's get to what this video is. If you don't know who Sara Bareilles is, I'm not quite sure how you found this video, but Sara Bareilles is a singer-songwriter. Her hits include Love Song, Brave, Gravity. She also kind of wrote the music for a musical called Waitress. She starred in that musical 3 times now. She's pretty neat. She's pretty cool. She's a really neat person. And also, on April 5th, she's coming out with a new album called Amidst the Chaos, which has 2 bops. I'm not even going to play you clips from those songs because I want you to go and listen to them. They're fabulous and great, and you should go listen to them. But anywho, what this video is we're going to talk about my interactions with Sara Bareilles. And this was actually a request from somebody, because in my Get to Know You tag video, I mentioned that I had met Sara Bareilles, and there was a lovely lady in the comments that wanted me to talk about that. I've had 3 interactions with Sara Bareilles. 2 of them were only on Twitter, and 1 of them was actually in person. And the in-person interaction is actually the first interaction that happened. And so obviously that's the most exciting one. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's backtrack. Let's just go a year and a half earlier, okay? I am just graduating from high school, and Sara Bareilles announces that she is going to play Jenna in Waitress. And my mom's friends immediately come together and say, hey, let's buy this girl a ticket to Waitress, and that'll be our graduation present to her, which is so nice, right? And so on this trip, it's my mom's friend Anthony, who is also my friend, I could say, and my mom's friend Doug, who, you know, Anthony and Doug are definitely my friends as well. And funny enough, Doug is the person who introduced me to Sara Bareilles' music. Now, when I say that, I mean, like, at the beginning of the video, I said, okay, Sara Bareilles has released Love Song, Brave, and Gravity. And so Doug was kind of the person that did that, was like, yo, you know who Sara Bareilles is, you just don't know that you know who Sara Bareilles is. Oh, and by the way, here's all of her other amazing songs. Doug was that person for me. And so we were going to go see Waitress together, right? And then my mom and Anthony were going to get rush tickets to see a show of their choice. They ended up deciding on Miss Saigon, but we'll get to that in a second. And for those of you that don't know, rush tickets are like, you go up to the door, you say, hey, are there any seats left? And they give you, you know, a decently priced ticket, and usually it's like nosebleed seats, right? Sometimes you get lucky and get closer seats, but sometimes you don't. It's pretty much the point of rush tickets is so that they can pack the house, right? But the problem with rush tickets is that they're not guaranteed. Okay, but anywho, so we drove up to New York, and we all live in Tampa, Florida. Literally just going there to see Sara Bareilles. We weren't making this like a week trip. No, we were going to see Waitress and then immediately driving back. We were in New York for literally like less than 24 hours. When we got there, the day of the performance, I tweeted, drove up from Tampa, Florida to see at Waitress Musical at Sara Bareilles. This saint who paid for my ticket wants to have your signature tatted on his arm. So Doug already had a lyric of Sara Bareilles' on one of his wrists. He wanted Sara Bareilles' autograph tattooed on his other wrist forever. Seriously, Doug is like the biggest Sara Bareilles fan that I know. It's wild. It's wild. Anyway, and then this nice little picture of both of us, just so that if Sara Bareilles saw it, and then she saw us, like, at stage door. And again, for those of you who don't know, sometimes people after shows come out through the stage door. It's like a side door, and sign autographs and take pictures and stuff. And so I just sent her a picture just in case she saw the tweet and saw us and was like, oh, that person wants an autograph on his wrist. This happens, right? And this picture was taken on the bus from our hotel into New York City, okay? And so our party, the four of us, kind of had a plan because somebody told us that we needed to go to this pizza place. I kind of forgot what the pizza place is called, but so we go there, right? And then something dramatic happened. I started my period on this day, and it was great and amazing. And I, of course, didn't have pads on me because I'm really good at planning for these type of things. And so we go take a detour to the closest CVS that there is. The street that we're on is going like this, right? And then the street with Miss Saigon in it was like perpendicular, right? And so we're going down, I start my period, and we have to do a detour going to a few streets over where the CVS is and then start going to Miss Saigon. And so after that detour, and we're going down that road instead towards Miss Saigon, we're just walking through New York streets. Anybody who's been to New York, the streets, you know, are really busy. And then in this moment, I'm crossing a busy street in New York City, okay? And then I see Sara Bareilles with glasses on, with sunglasses, and I just shut down for a moment because I'm like, that's Sara Bareilles. I was sure. From the moment that I saw her, I was sure. And she's on, like, my side. So, like, if I'm walking this way, Sara Bareilles is walking this way. And Doug is on my right side. And so I turn to Doug, and he's looking the completely other way. If I had not been looking in the direction that I was, in the moment that I was, then I wouldn't have seen her. And so I just, like, stop in the middle of the road. And I turn, and I'm like, Doug? And the reason why I say that is because my first thought is to just scream Sara Bareilles' name to stop her. But of course, I knew that that would kind of be, like, frowned upon a little bit. And so I just say, Doug. And he's like, what? I'm like, Doug. And I, like, reference to my side. And he sees Sara Bareilles, and we're like, and we both, I kid you not, take a quarter turn this way, opposite of Sara Bareilles, and just, like, take a moment to be like, what is going on? Then it's like a second, and we're like, okay, so this is happening, and then Doug is still trying to get himself together, and I run up to Sara Bareilles, and I tap her on the shoulder, and I go, hey, Sara, can we get a picture with you? And, yeah, and so then Sara Bareilles is like, yeah, sure, of course, something like that. And then, you know, we get this picture, and then my mom and Anthony realize what's happening, and they come over to us, and as they're walking towards us, Sara goes, hey, so I'm, like, trying to get to roll call right now. Roll call is, like, the time that you have to be at the venue. If you're an actor, you have to be at the venue at a certain time. She's like, I'm already running late, I'm so sorry. And we're like, it's all good. And so when she said that, Doug and I pretty much decided amongst ourselves, like in our own heads, not to tell Sara Bareilles that Doug wanted an autograph on his wrist to get tattooed. And so in that moment, my mom and Anthony show up. And then Anthony, having not heard what Sara just said, goes, hey, Doug is just like such a huge fan and he really wants your autograph on his wrist so that he can get it tattooed on him. He already has one of your lyrics on his other wrist. And Sara goes, really? And I think it was half like, wow, that's really cool that somebody got my music lyrics tattooed on their body, but also half like, oh no, I just got caught by some crazy people and I'm about to get kidnapped. And in that moment, Sara's like, yeah, I can do that. I think she's just like, I need to go, but yeah, I can do that. And so, Doug has a Sharpie on him, of course, and she autographs his wrists. And I swear to you, after saying, hey, Sara, can we have a picture, all I could utter was thank you, just multiple times. I did not say anything intellectual to her at all, which like really bums me out. And what's funny is that morning on the bus when I took that picture to send out to Sara Bareilles, I was like, if I met Sara Bareilles, like if we meet her at stage door, like I'm gonna be chill, I'm gonna be fine. And I feel like if we had met Sara Bareilles at stage door, we would have been chill. But this wasn't a planned interaction. This was so incredibly random and happenstance and had to do with so many things that Doug and I were absolutely flabbergasted and could not say anything. And Anthony also mentioned that we had tweeted her early in the day. And so the fact that we saw her before the show was like kind of magical. And yeah, after that it was over, she started going to roll call of the show that we were going to see, which is also interesting and funny. And then not 5 minutes later, like she must have been still walking to stage door when Sara Bareilles liked that tweet. She must have been looking for the tweet while she was walking, which I just think is so funny. And she replies to the tweet, and she goes, well, how lucky an encounter, ask and ye shall receive, kissy face. And like, we were also walking to Miss Saigon to get rush tickets, right? We were also walking, and I get this notification on my phone, and I no shame in the game, I just scream. In the middle of New York City, I just scream because it's like, that's so cool. Like, you tell a celebrity that probably gets thousands of tweets per day, and you go and find the tweet that we were referring to and reply on your way to starring in a Broadway musical. Like, that just really just blows my mind. And then we see the musical, which, mind you, at this point, Sara Bareilles' signature is on Doug's wrist, and he, for the rest of the day, he just kind of holds his wrist with his like this, just to make sure that the signature doesn't get messed up. And so we go, we see the musical. It's amazing, obviously. Sara Bareilles' voice, her clarity, just the greatness that is Sara Bareilles' voice really cannot be captured except in person. Just wonderful. And, I'm gonna be real with you. Doug nor myself we thought that we were gonna go and see Sara Bareilles for her singing ability. We didn't think that she was gonna be bad at acting, but we didn't really think that, like, we weren't going to see her as an actress, we were going to see her as a singer. But after I saw that, I can say that Sara Bareilles has some acting skills. And so after that, I tweet out, I have no words for this moment, the performance, any of it, except thank you, which I was kind of making fun of myself because all I could really say was thank you. Not even 30 minutes later, I tweeted out a video of Doug getting that signature tattooed on him. I just said, well, that happened at Sara Bareilles. Thank you for the experience and your kindness, blue heart. If you didn't know who Sara Bareilles was before starting this video, I hope that you know a few things. One, I hope you know that she makes some sick music and not just the stuff that ends up on the radio. But I also hope you know that Sara Bareilles Bareilles is really a kind person who genuinely cares about her supporters, and just making them smile and happy. Because she didn't have to reply to that tweet. She didn't even have to stop and let us take a picture. And she certainly didn't have to write her signature on someone else's body so that they could get it tattooed on them. And you know, if by some happenstance Sara Bareilles watches this video, thank you. Thanks for being cool and releasing neato music. And also, she wrote a book too, by the way.